Shalom, Israel, giving no praise to Yahweh. Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, B'chakadash. The ones to the elders, GMS, who else, salutations to you. I get out there, push his word and truth and sincerity, risking freedom of your life to do so. More so now than ever before, man. We getting closer to the time, man. As you can see, news is popping off the radar right now. So I'm going to make this video kind of short. I got somewhere to go. But it says EU to sanction Iran for supplying Russia with drones to attack Ukraine. Now let's look up the word sanction. Penalty authorized. So it says sanction, a threat penalty for disobeying a law, rule, official permission, or approval for an action. Right. So who the hell is the EU to sanction Iran? And usually with sanctions is restrictions to certain trades that go on in the market. Weakening their economy. Making them more vulnerable, losing, travel, people to travel there. Things get more strict, But EU, the European Union, is to sanction Iran for supplying Russia with drones to attack Ukraine. So, reason why I'm bringing this out is because everybody's picking sides now, all right? This is definitely a beginning of World War III. Because everybody's picking sides. Everybody's trying to figure out who you rolling with. All right? That's where we're at right now. So let's read a little bit. We get a scripture. It says, Brussels, from the Washington Post. The European Union is preparing to sanction Russia for sanction Iran for supplying Russia with drones used to strike targets in Ukraine, according to the two EU diplomats, and yet another sign of deteriorating ties between Brussels and Tehran. EU officials have worked up a list of individuals and entities to target and have an eye towards having the measures formally adopted Thursday. The new penalties will come less than a week after bloc imposed sanctions on Iran's morality police and information minister over the country's recent crackdown on protesters. Right, and who the hell is the EU to sanction Iran? Shouldn't they have said something to America about supplying Ukraine and let them alone because they have nothing to do with us, even though Russians and Europeans are the same people. They're at war with each other. But nevertheless, read on. It said, with attacks ongoing, there's a broad support for the sanction. The diplomat said, despite some fears that taking a tough stand could push Tehran closer to Moscow or further diminish hopes of resurrecting the 2015 Iran nuclear deal. Iran has denied it is supplying Russia with drones for use in Ukraine. Closer ties between Russia and Iran, two economically and politically isolated authoritarian countries at odds with the West, can have profound implications for the United States and its allies. Right, man. And this is all biblical prophecy and people protesting. How are you protesting for? This ain't gonna stop a damn thing. Stop killing us. Yeah, it's the Lord, man. It says one immediate effect has been calls for Israel to do more support Ukraine. Ukrainian officials have asked Israel for air defense systems, air defense assistance. All right, Israel not send. It said that Israel will not send weapons. The policy towards Ukraine will not change. We will continue to support it and stand by the West. We will not supply weapons. So right now it's just war talks. Let's get a quick scripture. Ezekiel 38 verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach, Tubal, and prophesy against it. Gog is known as Russia now, which is the ancient landmass Gog, which is formerly known as Russia. It says the prince of Meshach and Tubal prophesied against them, man. Which the prince could be Russia. Putin could be the prophetic guy, behind this Third World War. Because it's going to be America versus Russia when it's all said and done. It said, and say, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, chief prince, Meshach and Tubal. I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws. Right, man. What is he turning Russia back to? The USSR, United Soviet Socialist Republic. All right, where Russia also had that area of Ukraine and Poland and other areas over there. Russia expanded, and that's what the Lord's putting that spirit on Putin to do, that, to expand, like how it was in USSR. It said, put hooks in thy jaws, it will bring thee forth in all thy armies, horses and horsemen, and all of them clothes with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, and all of them handling sword. Now, that's spiritually talking about all, the weapons of choice, armor, defense systems, modern day times, to bring down his judgment. It said, Persia, Ethiopia, Libya with them, all of them with shields and helmets. That's other nations joining forces with Russia. Gomer and all his bands in the house of Togomar and of the north quarters, and all of his bands and many people. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself. Thou and thy company assemble unto thee, and be a guard unto them. The little nations, such as Iran, all right? Russia is a guard to Iran, to where they can't physically invade Iran, because we all know that the nation of Israel that's in the land today wants to attack Iran. Attack Iran. But it's not going to help. It says, let's get this. Isaiah 13:19. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the child, these excellencies should be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It should never be inhabited, neither should it be dwelt for generation to generation. Neither should the Arabian pits tent there, neither should the shepherds make their fold there. Now, Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, man. Because all this is going to culminate to the destruction of Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America. The beauty of the child, these excellencies should be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And how did he do that? With fire from heaven, which is the same instruments they're going to use to start this war. Nuclear warheads. Yeah, nuclear warheads, man. Fire from heaven. You see? Look at that. Coming out of the gall, the stomach. You see? That's how Babylon is going to go out. And we just waiting, man. So, I don't want to make this video too long. With that, I want to give up pretty Yahweh. Bashim Yahushua. Bashim Chakadash. The one said the elders GMS. Salutations to Akim. Till next one. Know where to hide. How a nuclear war would kill you and almost everyone else. Look at that. So look, it's constantly articles about it. Look, Russia says it has expanded its nuclear sphere to make of its latest threats. Putin on the brink of detonating the nuke. So it's no more games, man. Fear is growing that Putin may detonate nuclear weapon over the Black Sea. So look at that, man. Till next time. Shalom.